Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. For today's video, I'm going to be doing another did they stay or did they go video where I update you guys on a previous perfume haul on my channel. I let you guys know if I still have those fragrances, if I ended up loving them, not liking them, whatever the case is. I will update you guys on that in this video. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you love all things girly, fragrance, beauty, body care, self-care, go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss any future uploads. And with that said, let's jump right into today's video. Guys, so for today's video I have an update for you guys. So I'm going to be updating you guys on a spring perfume blind buy haul which was done 2 years ago. So I have a lot of Skylar fragrances on this haul and 2 Marc Jacobs fragrances for this haul. I'm going to quickly update you guys on those fragrances, which ones I still have in my collection. So let's jump right into it. Before I begin, if you want to watch the original haul, I am going to be linking it here on the screen as well as in the description box so that you can see my first impressions of the fragrances, which are almost always going to be different from the final thoughts on the fragrances, at least for me. Many times when you first spray a fragrance or when you first try it, you get a totally different scent than how it ends up smelling maybe weeks after you start using it, even days. You start kind of picking up more notes. It might get denser, it might get stronger. Many things can happen with fragrances, so that's why these update videos for me are very important. So the first fragrances were fragrances that were sent over to me by Skylar, which I love Skylar fragrances. I don't have the ones that are in this video, but they're still great. It's just I decluttered them for one reason or the other. So let's start off with the first one. So the first one they sent over to me is Pink Canyon, and this fragrance is a very citrusy, sparkling, salty type of scent. And I'm going to be putting the notes on the screen for you so that you can see what the notes are. This fragrance, there is absolutely nothing wrong with this fragrance. It is gorgeous. I love it. It has like this salty touch, which usually does not work on my skin, but this one did smell really, really good. The only reason I don't have it in my collection is because it reminded me, it can almost be a dupe for it. They're not 100% the same, but they're very, very similar. It reminded me a lot of Max Turquoise. Now, Mac Turquoise has my heart. This is one of my all-time favorite fragrances, a fragrance that I have been using for years and years. I would say like 10 years now that I have been wearing this fragrance. 9-10 years, somewhere around there. It's been a very long time from the first bottle that I got of this. I've gone through like 3 or 4 bottles. I finally decided to pick up this huge bottle because it is a fragrance that year after year I do not get tired of. So if you own Mac Turquoise, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you pick up Pink Canyon. If you can't get your hands on Mac Turquoise, or if you just want to try Pink Canyon, it is a very beautiful scent. I kind of just prefer this one over that one, so I got rid of Pink Canyon so that I wouldn't have too much of the same thing. Mac Turquoise just does it for me. This smells so good. It smells a little citrusy. It smells aquatic. It smells like a mermaid. That's what this fragrance smells like. Now, Pink Canyon did have a little bit more of a saltiness to it, but it's very similar to Mac Turquoise in my opinion, and that's the reason why I got rid of it. It's also compared to Wood Sage and Sea Salt by Jo Malone. So if you like those types of fragrances, you can kind of get an idea of what Pink Canyon will be. And Skylar fragrances are, I believe, clean fragrances. Yeah, it's a clean fragrance house. So if you are looking for a clean option of that type of scent, and maybe Jo Malone is too much, because I feel like the price for that fragrance and the performance just don't match. So if you want something similar to that fragrance, Pink Canyon is a great option. It's very, very nice. It's citrusy, a little woody, like sparkling. I find it very girly and perfect for spring and summertime because it's like a refreshing type of scent, and it's very like aromatic. So that is Pink Canyon. It's no longer in my collection, but I still recommend it so much. I just prefer my Mac Turquoise. Next up, we have Aline Escape, and this fragrance, I'm trying to look at the notes because I don't remember this one too much. So it has bergamot, orange mist, fresh quince, cardamom, peony caress, ginger root, sandalwood, subtle musk, and golden amber. This, if I'm not mistaken, this one, I think the cardamom was pretty strong in this fragrance. This is one of those fragrances I usually have like a memory, like a scent memory for a lot of the perfumes that I've tried. This one, I remember liking it, but then never really getting to the point of loving it. And I kind of remember the cardamom sticking out a lot to me. And that's probably the reason. I love cardamom, but if it's too much, it can kind of like throw me off a little bit. So I feel like that's what might have happened with Aline Escape. I know that I did declutter that one, and it did get decluttered I think before I even moved here, so I must have gave it to a family member. And I do remember that it was like a great one to use in hot weather, so it did work. I was living in Puerto Rico at that time. It works nicely for warm weather. So that one, that's pretty much all I can say about that one. And then we have Coconut Cove, which I was very in love with for a while. That one is the types of fragrances that I love, where I get that mix of, there is bergamot in there, so it's kind of like a mix of like that citrusy lime mixed with coconut. That one also has cardamom though, and I feel like that is where it started getting in a way that I didn't enjoy it, because the coconut, the bergamot, the lemon, that mix right there is so good. It was kind of like this very refreshing cold drink. It made me think of like not a piña colada, but a coconut drink that had lime in it. Very nice for warm weather, really refreshing, kind of cold. When you would wear it, it was like a cool fragrance. It was not warm or anything like that. It was airy and light and musky. It was not dense or heavy, nothing like that. That's another fragrance that I definitely recommend. And it is a very nice way of doing coconut, because it's not the sunscreen coconut. It's not creamy coconut. It was kind of like a coconut water, but it was almost like a unisex coconut fragrance. It's very unique, very different. It is one that I would suggest checking out if you love coconut fragrances and you want different types of coconut. But that is one that if I still had it, I'm pretty sure I would wear it in spring and summer. It's really, really nice. Another one that I definitely would recommend. Next up, we're gonna get into the Marc Jacobs fragrances. The next one I'm gonna be talking about is Marc Jacobs Daisy Love Oh So Sweet. That fragrance is no longer in my collection, but it's because I finished the entire bottle. So I wanted to do an empties video when I first moved here, because I had a bunch of emptied bottles before I left Puerto Rico, and in the middle of moving I couldn't film it and I just had to throw the bottles away. But Oh So Sweet is a fragrance that I completely finished up. Marc Jacobs fragrances for me are really, really nice when you want just a pretty easy reach fragrance. It's not going to be super long lasting. It's not going to be the most unique fragrance, the most like unforgettable fragrance. It's not that. It's more like, I'm gonna spend the day visiting family, I'm gonna run errands, I'm gonna do a little shopping, and I just want to smell feminine, pretty, beautiful, sweet. It's just one of those fragrances where you don't have to think too much about it. You can spray it on and you're gonna smell amazing. So I did go through that entire bottle because it's just a fragrance that I could just spray on and I know it's going to smell good. The notes are raspberry, blackberry, and bergamot. The middle notes are daisy and jasmine, which I didn't pick up the jasmine too much in this one, thankfully. And then the notes are sugar, musk, white iris, and woodsy notes. It's one of the most beautiful Daisy Love fragrances that I have tried. If you wanted something that smelled a little different than the other ones, because usually Daisy Love fragrances all kind of smell very similar to each other, but these two that I'm going to talk about, I feel like they stood out to me. So Daisy Love Oh So Sweet is a very sweet, it's in the name, very flirty, girly scent. It just makes you feel very pretty and super feminine, and it's the perfect amount of sweetness if you love sweet fragrances. The perfect amount of floral mixed in there, but not sharp, not screechy, not headache inducing. It is so beautiful. So I think you can still find that one in discount websites. So if I could find a link for you guys, I will post it in the description box. That one gets 100% recommendation from me if you love feminine, girly, sweet scents, fruity, because the opening is really, really nice, fruity, I love raspberry and fragrances, so that was just a very big hit for me. The last one I'm gonna update you guys on is another Daisy Love fragrance, and this one I do have in my collection. I absolutely love this fragrance. I love, love, love it, and definitely need to take it out again. Maybe I should put it in my next tray because it's just gorgeous. This is Daisy Love Days. And here is the packaging for this one. So this one to me is also very unique in the sense that it does have that Daisy Love DNA in it like the other ones, but then this is gorgeous. This right here is so beautiful. I don't care what anyone says. Like, I know sometimes people are looking for the most unique, different, out there type of scent, but sometimes you just want to smell good. You want to smell pretty. You want to smell sweet and flirty, and you don't want to have to think about all these like extra notes. And it's just a pretty easy reach scent, and definitely needs to make it into my next tray for sure, because I just sprayed it and I fell in love again. And now this one has apricot. So this one doesn't have that cloudberry that a lot of the Daisy Love ones have, and also sweet doesn't either. So this one has apricot, osmanthus, and amber. And that amber kind of gives it like this warmth, but then there's like this peachiness kind of scent to it. It's soft, it's fruity in like a bright way. It's not as sweet as the Also Sweet, but this one to me is a little more grown than Also Sweet, while still keeping sweetness, while still keeping flirtiness and bright energy to it. And it's just so beautiful. I love having these in my collection. I know they pick up a lot of space. I know the bottle is like kind of out there, but these scents to me are just beautiful, pretty, easy to wear, and I just have no complaints about Days or Also Sweet. I recommend them. This one's beautiful. I love it so, so much. So good. So yeah, again, not beast mode, not super duper long lasting, but a beautiful easy reach scent that I'm sure will get you compliments if you love to get compliments. And you can just overspray this one if you want it to be a little bit more noticeable, because it is not beast mode. So if you overspray, I don't think you will give yourself a headache or anything like that. It will just make it a little bit more noticeable. So that is Marc Jacobs Daisy Love Days. Still in my collection, still love after 2 years. And I think if anything, it has gotten better with time. So really, really love that one. And that brings me to the end of this Did They Stay or Did They Go video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I love doing these for you guys. Let's talk about these fragrances in the comments section. That is going to be it from me today. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so, so much for being here with me. I appreciate you guys so, so much. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next video.